Welcome to another episode of the Middle Child Podcast with your girl, Royal Bowes. As always, you are seen here, you are appreciated here, and most definitely, you are loved here. I am super excited, and as you can tell by my opening, I am super nervous about this interview. I don't even want to say interview, this sit down today, because I have someone here who has been in my life for a significant amount of time, so ain't no telling what's gonna pop up. An absolutely amazing business person. I can go on, but I'm gonna let you guys experience this with me. Without further ado, I introduce you to Mr. Carlos Baylor.
Well, hello.
How are you?
I feel important.
You are.
I feel important. Well, thank you so much for the invite.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why you would have to be nervous.
I don't either.
It's been real.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate the opportunity.
Of course.
You know, and let me just say, I'm godly proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
From watching you in ministry and then on the basketball court.
Yeah.
And just how you've evolved, you know, over the years. Mm-hmm. I'm just proud. You know,
Thank you.
It really, you know, does my heart good to be here, and I'm glad to be here. And so, you know, we can get after it.
Yeah.
You know, whatever direction it goes.
I'm glad you accepted, because as you can see, we're in my new studio. It's very laid back.
Very lovely.
Yes, thank you. I want a lot of authentic people on this season. People that just are like cut, no chase, straight no chase. Jesus, that's how y'all know I don't drink anymore. Anyway, but I just want a lot of like real people on this season. And so I thought of you and I was like, yeah, we gotta make this happen.
Yeah.
All right. So if you could describe your life right now in one word, what would it be?
Calm, chaotic.
Okay.
There's, you know, some chaos going on, but I'm in a calm state.
Uh-huh.
You know, before I would have been in a panic. I would have tried to force things to happen. But now it's just like, okay, this is the problem. I think this could be the solution.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to just let it, you know, taking more of a logical approach to things. And so I would say calm chaos. Okay.
So like peace under pressure.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I feel like that's a season I just came out of, because I was craving peace so badly. And so I feel like I got put under a lot of pressure. And so I had to learn how to maneuver through that part of life. Yeah. And so now I just kind of have this respectfully, I don't care attitude. Right. Where it's just like, all right, cool, whatever.
Well, and then once you understand I'll say your cycle of life dynamic. Peaks and valleys. Okay. So you're either on your way to one of those seasons or in one of those seasons. Okay. You're either on your way to the valley, which is going to be that low point, which is going to be, you know, things are uncertain. You know, nobody really wants to be there. And especially nobody wants to be there for long. Right. And then after that valley, you're on your way back to peak. So you can look at your life and say, okay, am I peaking right now? Everything is working on all cylinders. It almost feels like it's not even real. Right. Everything. I think it just happened. This pop. I got plenty of money in the bank. I got this relationship is great. Like, what's going to happen? Yeah. Yeah. you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, you know, but, you know, I understand that about my life and where the season where I've come from. So I know that's why I would say calm chaos. Okay. I know I'm on my way to a peak. Okay. Because I just came out of a valley season. Okay. You know, and you know, we might get into it a little. I feel like you answered the question before I can ask. If you could elaborate, I guess, because I was going to ask, what was that moment where you realized like you were in a valley? The moment where I realized I was in a valley is when both my daughter and my best friend, one of my best friends, had to come over and sit at the house. So intervention. Because I was at a very low place.
Okay.
Even suicidal.
Okay.
On that particular day. And that's when, and I thank God for my, both girls, but my daughter, Jalen, in her mind, she's become my parent.
Yeah.
And so, the way she handled me, I couldn't get upset.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the type of parent she had with myself and her mom, and you had her on.
Yeah.
I could hear both of us coming out of her and how she handled the situation and things that she was, saying or whatever.
So was it like a proud moment?
It was a proud moment.
Okay.
I had the proudness didn't come until like a couple of days later.
Yeah.
But I think that in that moment, I remember tearing up and tearing up because I could feel the love. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then being frustrated at myself for even allowing myself to get to that season or whatever. So yeah.
Did you know you were in that moment, or it took them actually bringing it up?
I knew I was.
Okay.
It was one of those things to where I knew and I couldn't get out of it. Okay. Most times I feel that season coming along. I'm gonna take a trip. I'm out the country. Yeah. I'm about to do something, and I'm about to go have some fun. I'm about to go, shake it off, whatever. And during that season, I'll probably mess up a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah. But this time it wasn't like that. I was trying to force things. That I shouldn't have had to force about myself. And so, I felt it coming. Jalen was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you? And I was like, I can't. Yeah. I have no control, of this thing. And she was like, I've never seen you not be able to handle something. Yeah. Especially something like this, whatever. And so, and she got me set up with therapy and, all that, those particular things, whatever. So, that was that moment, and, we go to that point and it was like, this is the last time. Yeah. Yeah. But that particular season was different. Okay. Because I've never been shaken off my square. So.
What do you think it taught you? To rely on other people, or to, because I know oftentimes as men, you guys are fixers. Like, y'all have to fix it. You have to do whatever. A lot of y'all are strong-willed. So I was just curious. What did it teach you?
It taught me to. It taught me. I don't know if taught is a better word. It's a good. It caused me to, what happened was, it caused me to guard my heart. More after that. Okay. I've always been a naturally guarded person, but this time a little bit more. Okay. Because that particular season, I let somebody shake me. And I tried to force. Yeah. Yeah. and I got caught up in the whirlwind. It was like, hey, this ain't. What? What? Yeah. So, but I would say it didn't. Okay. If it did teach me something, it taught me that I was human. Okay. I like that. Yeah. I learned to be human after that. Okay. So, but just more guarded. Because, we go through that not me.
Yeah, right.
Nah.
Right.
Nah. So, but yeah.
Okay, that's nice. One, I have to salute you for listening to your daughters and your friend. Mm-hmm. I feel like oftentimes, I don't have kids, but I feel like oftentimes parents don't allow us to speak into them mm-hmm. or to see the problem and address it. So I salute you for doing that. And then you say you went to therapy?
Yeah.
Black man do therapy, guys. See this?
Yeah, I'll never speak against, I'll never speak against it. But, you need someone to talk to where you can, hey, look, this, and not someone that's going to be biased.
Right.
Now, like I said, with the three women in my life, Christian, my best friend Temperance, my daughter Jalen, mm-hmm. those are three women that is not gonna play the radio with me. Uh-huh. In dating situations, they'll tell me straight up, "There, you wrong." Jalen done told me, I would have went upside your head if that was me. Temp, you cuss me out. Yeah, stupid, you do. But Christian, Dad, no, uh-huh. And I'll take that. Mm-hmm. I've been over the years, I've been in dating situations and, they'll tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. I'll handle something and I'll go and apologize. Okay. But oh God, if they ever tell me I'm right. Yeah.
You taking it right with it.
If they ever tell me I was right on how I handled the situation, you can't tell me.
That is so interesting.
Can't tell me nothing.
That is interesting.
I don't care. Save your tears. It's whatever. Yeah. I got some backing behind me. I know I ain't.
Right.
So, but like I said, therapy is good. Having somebody to talk to is refreshing. It's non-judgmental. And I think, I think every man, especially every black man, should probably look at, if it's not something on a regular basis, maybe like a twice a year. Yeah. First of the year, just go talk to somebody, mm-hmm. What you plan on doing for this year coming up, right. And how you handle things in last year. Mm-hmm. So not to make the same mistakes going into the next year. And then at the end of the year, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. At least that. And then, when problems arise, have someone, but if they can't have it or do it more consistently, mm-hmm. it's at least something to that degree. Someone that's not connected to you, of course, that can say, you're absolutely right, you're absolutely wrong. Mm-hmm. Here's what you're feeling. Here's how to process, mm-hmm. What you're feeling.
Nice.
So.
Okay. Does your therapist look like you? Like my therapist is a white lady, like a young white lady.
Yeah, she's a black female.
Okay, so you have female. Okay, nice. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Because I've been thinking about getting a male. Uh-huh. I'm such an alpha female. Like I feel like I need somebody that don't like play. Yeah. Because I just interesting. I think I'm gonna get a male. Okay, interesting. Yeah. All right. So you have a military background. Mm-hmm. Was this your first time trying therapy, or did you do it before? Yeah. Interesting. I would assume like with you being in the military, you would have like a life of like going to therapy.
No, I always depended on myself. And then, being, a man of faith, once I pray about it, or I'll find the word concerning the situation. Mm-hmm. And I have people around me that I, maybe bounce stuff off of, but I just never thought I needed it.
Oh, okay.
For a while there was a stigma mm-hmm. As it relates to men going to therapy. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy. Yeah. I'm not, why I got to go? You know what I'm saying? And so that was my mentality before mm-hmm. turning 49. Okay. Once I turned 49, it's now I got a whole light bulb of things. Like, mm-hmm. should have been done that. Yeah. I could have, the other thing is, I've always had outlets. I fish, I just sold them, but I go hop on my boat, I go out to the water. Mm-hmm. Just being around that water, I decompress, get rid of any negative feelings, whatever. I go hunting, and like I said, I'll travel, I'll book a flight next day. Yeah. And gone. People call, hey man, where you at? I'm in Mexico.
Definitely Mexico. Yeah.
And then, now, I'll hop on a motorcycle. That, it's an expensive hobby, when you do, things how most people do their bikes. But the best time is being on that bike when I turn the music on.
Okay.
And I got like a straightway situation, minimal curves, and it's just my thoughts and God.
Yeah.
And I can figure some stuff out real quick.
Yeah.
I get back and
everything is good.
I've always had, like I said, different outlets, but nobody to talk back to me. I would talk back to myself.
Yeah.
They said, most intelligent people do.
Yeah.
But having that, like I said, that unbiased person to bounce things off of, I now have, that.
Okay. All right. So when you first came in, now that you brought up your motorcycle, we talked about you having a motorcycle accident.
I did.
Was this around the time when you were kind of in that dark place?
It was.
So that made it worse?
It was.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. It was that real eye-opening experience. And so I just come back off a good ride. My mind was still, bogged down with frustration.
Yeah.
And I was 2 blocks from my house, and a guy was in front of me. I think he was mad because of my music. It was really loud. And he started off, and then I started behind him, and then he hit his brakes. So I had to hit my brakes fast, and he threw me off the bike. I landed in oncoming traffic.
Jeez.
And 2 seconds later, we're not having this discussion because the lady had just pulled off from her stop sign. So she was coming my way. So here I am laying down, and her white bumper is right here at my helmet. And so I was, in that moment, I didn't know if I was hearing people or if it was the angels.
Yeah.
I didn't know who was talking.
Yeah.
I heard people talking. I didn't know who was talking. And so, it got me up, and I was so full of adrenaline that once I got up, I actually rode my bike home.
Oh, wow.
We got it up off the ground. It was scraped up. My sound system was messed up. I'm mad. Don't touch me.
Yeah.
And so I got to the house, and I sat down on the couch. And it was it was Classic Week, the night of the mayor's.
Okay.
Carpet. So it was going to be my first year going. I had my outfit out.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I'm still going.
Yeah.
I might be limping a little bit, but I'm still going. And so I sat on the couch a little bit. I gathered myself. After about 30, 40 minutes or so, whatever, I tried to go upstairs. I could not.
Oh, wow.
I could not. And so then I called 911 and got there. And then they did all the scans, and that's when I learned I fractured my back. I literally broke my back.
Oh, wow.
And my leg was messed up, my neck. I couldn't turn. Like, I'd never felt that much pain in that moment. And then the days after that, you start to reevaluate some stuff. Like, okay, I've been playing close to the edge about a lot. And now I got to look at what really matters. Yeah. Now. Because I could have been gone. And then it comes down to what's my dang on purpose? Yeah. What am I doing? Where you and I met, I can say in that season I was devout man of God.
I told him, y'all walked in that fellowship hall. You had on this suit. It was like a light cream? I feel like it was, I don't know, but I remember you had on this suit.
I don't know. You couldn't, at that time in my life, you couldn't tell me I wasn't about to be the next Creflo. I just knew it. Yeah. And that, who knows? But in that season, that's where I was. And I think now I'm more balanced than I was. I'm more balanced now than I ever was at any point in life. Because I absolutely love God. Yeah. I love God. I love the worship.
Yeah.
You know, I love, you know, being in church.
Yeah.
Whether I'm and actually physically sitting there watching online. Then I love Jeezy too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a few artists that I just listen to. Nipsey Hussle, Jeezy, you know, more, you know, just the more motivation.
Yeah.
You know, stuff, whatever. And, you know, so I can relate to a lot more. Whereas, you know, someone who back then, you know, if they came around me with, you know, some alcohol, I'm condemning them.
Yeah.
Like what you know, now, what type of cognac?
What do you think changed in that season to help you balance?
Oh man, it was the frustration of it all.
Okay.
Because during that time, I'm thinking, you know, everything should just be perfect.
Right.
You know, I'm a man of God. I love my family. I'm you know, I got an entrepreneurial spirit on me. You know, all this things are just supposed to work. But then what do I do if they don't work?
Yeah.
I didn't have understanding then of how to cultivate things. I didn't have the understanding on being patient.
Yeah.
You know, and so being frustrated during that season and being frustrated in God also and in myself, I was like, forget everything.
Okay.
So I walked away from the church for about a good maybe 2 years.
Okay.
Like I wasn't going. I wasn't going to no funerals. I wasn't going to nobody's church.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna just do me. And so, you know, I saw the transition coming because here's what happened. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna drop an exclusive.
Okay. World premiere.
Yeah, drop an exclusive. There's one thing now. You know, my pastor is George Matthews, New Life Interfaith Ministry. Okay. And absolutely have nothing but love and respect. They're actually three men of God that I absolutely love, respect. You know, I look at them as mentors and spiritual fathers. Is George Matthews, New Life Interfaith Ministry. My bishop in California, Jesse Giddens. Okay. Destiny Christian Center in Victorville, California, and Dr. Rick V. Layton. Okay. Refreshing Point Ministries in Shreveport, Louisiana. Okay. I would do serious harm to somebody who did anything to any one of those. Right? But with Dr. Matthews, you know, at the time I was a youth pastor. You know, the youth ministry was growing. Like we got, you know, we popped, you know, and you know, I started going through some marital problems and being frustrated. Things just ain't working. And so I was getting ready to transition to becoming unfaithful in my marriage. And so, you know, whereas, you know, in times past, I was able to fight off the enemy. I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm this and that. And you know, and in my mind, I shouldn't have to fight this hard. Right. You know? And so I was giving up. And in that part where I was giving up, I started having different communications and with one particular person. And so in that, you know, I believe the individual ended up talking to the man of God. And I believe God shared some stuff with him too. But I know he had information. And so at the highest of where I thought the student ministry was or whatever, I get called in the office. Yeah. You know, and he's like, listen, you know, basically, you know, here's where we are. I can't have you in the pulpit and that word is tainted. You know, and so, you know, I was getting ready to lie. No. Yeah. No. I know things. I know this and this and that, And I'm like, okay. So that's how I got pulled from ministry. Okay. I didn't just walk away. I didn't just, no. He was looking out for the student ministry and knowing that word needed to go forth untainted. And I was about to taint that word. Okay. And so that's what happened. Okay. So then after that, you know, I'm like, okay. So you go to a part where, you know, I'm kind of embarrassed. Yeah. I don't Because then people going to say, what happened?
Right.
What happened? I don't want to answer. I don't wanna, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to answer all those questions.
Yeah.
And so then I just disappeared. You know, and I went through a whole big situation.
Yeah.
You know, after that, and, you know, go through separation with my wife at that time. I went through a period to where, you know, in separation, I was sleeping in my car, you know, and it was one of the elders at the church. You know, he had some properties to where, you know, he had learned of it. He had a place in Inslee that he offered to share with, you know, somebody else. And he, you know, let me rent it for like $250 a month. And so, you know, like it was a lot that I was going through.
Yeah.
A lot of people had no idea.
Right.
You know? They had no idea. But so yeah, nobody really, I mean, some people may have figured out, but they didn't know the details.
The details.
How I was removed from the pulpit. And so, you know, even like I said, after the motorcycle accident, it causes me to, okay, God, what's my purpose now?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I think I'm going back in the pulpit? No. I would probably take the umbrella of a motivational speaker.
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
You know, to where you know, there's a lot more ground I can cover. There's some other things that I can say, and there's ways that I can say it.
Right.
I probably wouldn't be able to say it with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which I think is more beneficial, especially for like this generation and stuff like that. Yeah. We're looking more towards for somebody who's very authentic. Yeah. And granted, like, not necessarily sprinkling Jesus on it, but being able to relate to what I have to, how I'm feeling, but at the same time sneaking that in there.
Right.
Because it's almost like a parable.
Right.
Because you thinking over me. Right. So yeah.
So, you know, but that.
Okay. So how is like the climb going back up? Because like you said, when there's a valley, there's always a peak. So how is that journey?
That journey, knowing that's the direction, you know, there's a confidence. Because it's like, I know.
Yeah.
I know, you know. Now at this point in age, it's like, okay, now I know where I'm going. Now I got to figure out how to stay there longer than I have before. Okay. You know, because I've gone through peaks to where got almost $500,000 in the bank. You know, and I've gone through peaks where I got negative 40,000 in the bank. Yeah. So how do I sustain it once I get it? So, right. You know, I move a lot more carefully now, you know. Women will do it. Yes. You know. Definitely. Women will do it. Absolutely. You know, at one point in time, you know, I was dating a lot of women at one point in time. So I'm spending money here, I'm spending money there. Going out the country here, going out the country there. Yeah. You know, I got to, you know, so you minimize that. You know, you see, you know, and not going out as much. You know, I was always the type, when I hit the club, I love to see me come because I'm buying everybody. If it's on me, I got it. Go home, I spent $3. Right. Wake up the next day. And then you start looking around. Yeah. And then when you need something, nobody's there. Yeah. Hey man, what's okay. And you know, there's a lot of you start thinking about, okay, I'm not gonna be as freely you know, with buying drinks and buying gifts and things. And I'm a great gift giver. You know, I'm gonna go above and beyond, you know, so let me minimize that. Let me shut down. I ain't gonna be right. You know, I'll take a solo trip. Okay. You know, because if I do, then I got that's 2 flights I'm paying for, the food is I got activities and all. So, you know, like I said, going up is like now it's confident that I know what's about to happen, and then I'm governing myself so when I do get there, I can stay there. Okay. Longer. You know? So it's a fun, calm, and relaxed time. Okay. You know, and then you think about the people that it's like you should stay connected to me because what's about to happen. Yeah. I don't act like you know me. don't act like you know me now.
Yeah.
Because I still got some petty.
Yeah.
So I want you to see. That's why when it comes on social media, I ain't blocking you.
Yeah. And I'm working on it because I get mad and block.
No. No. Tune in.
You want to stay tuned to be continued.
Tune in.
Okay.
Tune in.
All right. So this come up season now, because like you said, you were in one of the darkest places that you've ever been. Mm-hmm. Does this come up season feel like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else that's happening around me, mm-hmm. it aligns with, even with, the financials, it's like, I see it's different. But again, not saying that it couldn't happen before. I'm just moving different. Before, with having a business and having employees, I can't move all the way how I want to because I got to think about payroll stuff. Mm-hmm. Sometimes payroll checks come in on time. Sometimes they late. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I can't, so I can't do this until I make sure that's whatever, whereas before I had other things going on. I blow 20 grand in a week. Yeah. It's coming right back.
Yeah.
So, but this season, like I said, I'm just more calm season and confident. I was about to go ahead.
No, go for it. It's an open book here on the Middle Child Podcast. So I had a question earlier. All right, so I'm in this season of dating, and I know you said you have like your 3 important women in your life. How does that? Is it good or bad in dating? I know for you it's good, but how do women take that?
Let me add some clarity to that. When I said the 3 important,
okay, your 2 daughters and your best friend,
2 daughters
and your best friend. Yeah, let me fix that. Well, if they watched the episode from the beginning, they would know. Well, but you know how they take stuff up and cut it.
Hold on. Hold on. Not what I said.
Take it up and cut it. Well, you got Jalen, Christian, and then Temperance. Okay. I do be seeing y'all on your Okay. Yeah. So how does that with dating?
Well, if you would ask them, they're gonna tell you I don't listen. Okay. Because there have been women that I've dealt with, that they get, when I give them the information, they're gonna run the check. They like the CIA. Yeah. They're gonna have me. They go through all of the social media profiles. They go research. Oh, they connected to this person. They did this and that. Any past things that they're aware of. And they're going to give me a full dossier. Yeah. Hey, she crazy. Yeah. Nah, leave that one alone. Me, she crazy. What kind of crazy? Let me just see. And so Jalen and Christian, not so much. But then with Temp, be like, hey, I went to dinner with such and such. Oh, Lord. Okay. You're going to find out. So yeah. Oh, no. She cool. No. Mm-hmm. It's cool. Okay. You're going to be like, I want to hear about it. Right. Boom. And then, I get like a kid. I get quiet. That means I'm into something. Yeah. So I go quiet. I ain't saying nothing to her. And what you doing? Right. Nothing, Well, what happened? What's it? Well, yeah. I told you. Mm-hmm. Told you so. But you don't listen. She's such a friend. And so, but I'll bounce it off of them. But then, like I said, I'll still just curious about it. And,
are women accepting of you having like the inputs? And of course, you probably don't care. Of like a female best friend and then your daughter. So are they kind of like jealous?
Some are, some not, but I don't care. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like my male best friends. Like, you ain't question me about that. Yeah. And it's like, if I tell you, because of what, they're going, have anything ever happened? No, that's not. I got friends like that. Yeah. That, we didn't work out relationally and now we're cool.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I'll tell you.
Right.
You know, but in this case, no, we've never looked at each other like that. It's never been nothing remotely close. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? So if I tell you, that's my best friend, I tell you there is nothing relational, there's nothing intimate, there's nothing whatever. If you don't believe me, this ain't gonna work anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't gonna.
Because now we just.
But I get it. I give them the benefit of doubt because a lot of men lie.
Yeah.
You know, that's my homegirl.
Yeah.
That's my little sister. That's you know what I'm saying? And so I get that. But I'm not going to keep looping that.
Of course.
It's not a discussion we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you know.
Yeah.
You probably not going to be.
Yeah. Only because I also feel like that's just me as a woman, my discernment is off. Because granted, you can discern stuff. If I'm on a date with my person and my male best friend is sitting there, you're going to be able to notice something going on. So if you're just assuming like it's just something going on when it's really not, your discernment off.
Right.
And so now you really can't be in connection.
And you know, and you know, it could be an insecurity that you haven't faced yet, or it could be a guilty conscience.
Okay.
And I've learned that also. You know, the individual, you're accusing me of a lot of stuff. Some of it I might be. But all of that, you're accusing me because you're doing what you got.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a different way of looking at it.
I've figured that part out.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So, you know, but as far as dating wise, that, you know, they know only the women that I seriously date.
Wait.
Only the women that I seriously date. They know. Don't even mention.
Oh, okay.
Those relations. Don't just is not an area you should. And don't ask me to meet my daughters.
Yeah.
You meet them when you meet them. You know, and for God's sake, don't ever ask me to meet my son.
Yeah.
You know, that's when you meet him. Then you meet him.
Okay.
But don't. I want him.
That's their way of trying to bond. They're trying to get to you.
Right. And then some of them will use temp as a gateway. You know, now, you know, she should really break me off a little percentage, you know, because she does very good eyebrows. And so they'll go get the eyebrow service to see if they can get a little information, maybe some help.
Yeah.
But, you know, are they going to add her on social media if they haven't or don't follow her already? We're going to do that. Try to see, like I said, if they can get some help. But for the most part, you know, it is cool. You know, and like I said, they will, you know, give me information. Yeah. And, you know, one of the things I think all of them appreciate is that since being married, I'm honest and transparent, you know, with the women. And all them, I'm non-monogamous. At this point in my life, I'm not exclusive. You know, that's if you don't hear me come out and say it is just you and I, you are to assume it would be safe for you to assume that there are others. There is someone else. It doesn't mean that I'm intimate with people or whatever. But if we're not exclusive and we not locked in, we don't have that understanding, I could go to breakfast with you. And I can go to lunch with somebody else.
You see me, I just wave and keep going.
Whatever. and I'm gonna be the same way. Unless we have that understanding. Okay. We got that understanding. Now if I see you, it's a problem. Because we done talked about it. If you see me, it's a problem. We done talked about it. And so, I mean, there was a situation still some years ago. How much time? What are we doing? You got enough time. Okay. Just go. Story time. It was a couple years ago. Years ago. I'm going to say it one more time. It was years ago. This is nothing that is in my present life right now. So I was at a restaurant with a lady, and you know, we go in. Now at the time I was seeing someone else also, and so both of them were aware that I was not exclusive, you know, at the time. And so I'm about to tell on myself. And so we're in there and my phone rings. And so I see the call come through and, I just, ignore the call. Mm-hmm. Call comes through again. Put the phone down or whatever. So I'm talking, right? And so the other individual I was dealing with, one of her friends come in, and I see her come in, and she sees me. And when she comes in, I get up. Now, she is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Because she liked girls. Uh-huh. Okay. And it was widely known. Okay. And so as it turned out, uh-huh. I'm with this particular chick. She's friends with the other chick that I was dealing with, who I found out at that moment, the reason the other chick was calling me twice on the phone, because she was sitting at the bar. So she saw me walking with the individual, right? She called her because she was about to flip some tables over. Yeah. To seeing me with another woman, but she couldn't get so mad because she knew it was the possibility. I could be with another woman. This was just her first time seeing it. And so when she comes in, she's like, hey, such and such at the bar, you in trouble. So I'm like, oh yeah? Cool. And then she speaks to the lady that I'm with. Yeah. Okay. Now, the lady that I'm with really can't say too much because now she's oblivious. She doesn't have a clue what's going on. All she know is she knew me and the other chick were cool, right? Because, and the reason she couldn't say too much because she had been in her inbox. Okay. They had been communicating. Not that she was ever gonna go there. Yeah. But you play with that fire long enough, it's possible that you could. So after I learned that, I'm like, it makes sense. A lot of stuff makes sense. And so I go over to the bar, I speak, and it's the hey, how hey, what's happening? You good? You good? And so then, I go back to the table and text messages, and I'm trying to entertain plus reply back. Then I'm like, well, you really can't say nothing because but I paid for that meal too. I just want to keep the peace with them. So, after, like I said, and that was shortly after my divorce, my second divorce. And so, I started to say that, the women that I deal with, they appreciate that. Yeah. Because again, a lot of dudes lie, and they'll play that. Me, I'm like, unless we talk about it, just, and you ask me, then I'll tell you. But if you never ask me and it's something you just don't want to know, you still should assume that you're not the only one, that I'm in communication. Yeah. At one point in time, this is not where I am now. I love the disclaimer. It's not where I am now. Yeah. But circa a few years ago. Yeah, growth. I probably had a good 12, 15 women in rotation. Jeez. Not all intimate. Well, yeah. But communication on a daily basis. Yeah, it was good. It was a good little. How do you pick one for a holiday? Like Valentine's Day. Does everybody get a gift? Wisdom. What? I love that I can talk to you about these kind of things. Yeah, Mr. Baylor was my youth pastor, and so it's just very exciting that I get to talk to you about these. I use wisdom. Yeah. So, okay. So I'm getting you in the bro code. Okay. So probably violate. Okay. Jeez. We're gonna classify. Okay. Different women. All right. Okay. Every man will have his top 3 or top 5. Okay. We'll just, for the sake of whatever, we'll just use 3. Okay. So he'll have his top 3. Okay. You got that priority one. She's going to get more time, more energy, effort, and money than anybody else. And then you got 2 and 3, right? In not my life. Okay. In the average dude's life that is not as transparent, is not open and honest, right? 1 and 2 will not know about each other. Okay. 3 knows about both of them.
God dang it.
3 knows she's
okay. Yeah.
She's okay with it. Just whatever little time she gets, whatever, she cool with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so he's torn between 1 and 2. Okay. As far as for the purpose of relational aspect, because both of them have very good relational qualities, wife qualities, future, you can see family planning with 1 and 2. Okay. For sure. Okay. Yeah. 3, just a fun time. Just the fun time. Yeah. Okay. And, so 3 ain't making no noise, but he's got a balance between 1 and 2. Okay. If they have their own places, he's gonna stay at their house. Okay. If depending on their kids. They're not coming because 1, she's more comfortable, so she can probably pop up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so he ain't gonna risk. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's a juggling act. For him, it keeps his blood flowing, and it's the risque part of it, and it's exciting. Yeah. But it's a balancing act. Now, of course, you gotta date according to your level of finance. Yeah. So average dude, he can't. Right. You can't do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, so you asked about like Valentine. Okay. During that season, only, top 5 you're really gonna get a kill. Yeah. Okay. So the others, they're not expecting them. Right. They're not or it was just low. And so like, jeez, we're not even there. Yeah. Just, because, unfortunately, but, since we're being raw, in that lineup back then, talking years ago, years ago, in that lineup back then, there were probably a few that were married. Yeah. Okay. Or in a relationship. So I ain't really. Yeah. Got to worry about that. Yeah. Not really worried about that anyway. So, but yeah, you always, you plan out, okay, I know this one like this one, I get this gift here, I get this, this and that. But like I said, now this season where I am, I had to reduce. So it's like, okay, because that was a lot of money that wasted there.
Do you see yourself getting married again? That's the face expression.
It goes up and down.
Okay.
You ask me on a Monday, I'll be like, yeah. Yeah. Come Wednesday, I'll be like, no. Just, because finding out that some women play the same games that men play. Yeah. So at this time, I would love to, but I'm also terrified. Yeah. I'm afraid. Okay. And, I talk about, I used to, when my social media was El Jefe, I used to dig in a lot. Now I'm Boaz. Yeah. So I'm trying to, I'm saying, change that image a little bit or whatever. But, one of the things that men talk about in private rooms that, some women get it, some don't get it. That's why I'm terrified. Because with respect to the middle child podcast, okay, I'm just going to use one profanity word. Okay, it's socially accepted. Okay, but it just helps with
the illustration.
The phrase with I'm terrified because no man wants to entertain or marry a hoe unaware.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so because, women, some women are, they use it, sexually liberated.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, for me, I'm like, let me know what I need to know up front.
Yep.
So I know how to deal with it if it comes to me, if I'm looking at you like that. Right. And so, I made a post not too long ago, which was, it was a real situation, something that I, learned about or whatever. Like, what does a man do? He's been dating this chick for a while.
Yeah.
Totally smitten by her, in love with her. And then 2 weeks before the wedding, he finds out that she was very promiscuous. Okay. And possibly some of the same people that have been invited to the wedding are men that she's been with and connected to this and connected to that. Does he still go forward with that marriage in 2 weeks, or does he postpone it? And so there's a lot of, activity on that post, and I got a lot of inboxes, because me personally, I got to postpone that.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks is not enough time for me to process. Yeah. Because what am I actually dealing with? What am I getting into? How many years has it been? Yeah. I had a discussion with someone and, she was like, hey, I'm not about to, tell you how, when I was in high school, that's not nothing you need to know. If you did the whole football thing,
I do need to know that.
I need to know that. Yeah, I need it. Yeah. You may not have since then, but that season, I need to know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And these because you need to know about me.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to say it's a double standard. Y'all do not have a fair break when it comes down to that. Yeah. Because I can go and I can sleep with 1,000 women. Yeah. And I'll be praised and I'll be celebrated. And I can still marry 1,001. Yeah. That next one after the 1,000, she'll marry me with no problem. Right. And walk down that aisle.
Yes, just smiling.
Just smiling. My man, my man, my man, my man.
Yeah.
Y'all on the hand.
Yeah, I got to
sleep with 3 dudes. You're a hoe. Oh, she ran through. Right. No.
Right, you can't.
We go in a room, walking in. He ain't got nothing. Yeah, he ain't. Yeah. Ain't that old girl? Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so no man wants that feeling. But I can handle it knowing, hey, okay, so when it comes to, hey, old boy, I used to, I know she told me about it. Yeah. She told? Yeah. Yeah, she told me, You know what I'm saying? It takes the power out of, and I learned that when my first marriage, my bishop at the time, because my first wife, she used to do hair. She was doing hair on the military installation. And so I had a reputation there. Yeah. And so a lot of the women was coming to sit in her chair. Yeah. Just to kind of fill her up. So, I would go through her books and be like, oh, yeah, such yeah. So when the conversation comes up, she's like, oh, yeah, he told me. Yeah, he told, did the same thing with my second wife. Right. When this is what you need to know. And so as soon as I announced her, I can't remember if it was when we were dating or once we got engaged. But her inbox was
just went crazy.
And she was able to say, yeah, he told me. Yeah. He dated your sister, this and that. Y'all even went out on a date before. Yeah. So she was able to do that. So it took the power out of it, But again, that's me. Now you turn the tables, it's a little bit different. If I'm getting a lot of inboxes and messages about her, it's
Jesus.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That is so interesting.
Because they're, women think that they're moving in discretion. But I'm gonna be the first to tell you, men talk.
Of course.
Y'all, and
of course.
Men talk. And men talk more in a braggadocious way. Yeah. And that's how y'all's information leak.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, but as soon as it hit that live wire, pew, It's out there.
Yeah.
And here you are. You're thinking that, you dealing with somebody, or multiple people, as a woman, that, he can't say nothing because he's married.
Yeah.
He could, no,
he can't. That is crazy. I had a situation like that. I was talking to one guy and I wasn't even fooling with the other guy. We was just, I think, like texting about something else. And so my name got caught up. So when they both were at the club, he whispered in my ear and he was like, "Now you here with so-and-so." And I was like, "Wait, what?" "Wait, what? No, I'm not." And then he told me how it was. They was at the bar. He was like, "I'm finna go here to meet up with Rebecca." And then it just went downhill from there. And it's like, as a woman, there's no coming back. Like, you can't, even if you telling the truth, it's like there's no dang.
No, once and like once you get that title.
Yeah.
If a woman gets that title of a hoe, it's not coming.
Geez.
You got to move and change your entire profile. You got to move and change your entire profile. It's going to be very difficult for a woman to successfully date in the city and state that she grew up in with a promiscuous past. It can be done.
Yeah.
But there's still going to be that. Yeah. When you walk in those rooms, it's still going to be that cheddar.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, there's no way around it. And then as soon as it doesn't work, see, I told you. I knew because, yeah. So, like I said, I'm the first. I may not be the first man to say it, but I've always said it is a double standard. Yeah. It is a widely just unfair double standard that women will get judged in an unfair way. Yeah. But then it's also women, those type of women, you got to be very judicious about how you distribute yourself. Yeah. So, for sure. Because it's, it's a lot that goes along. Yeah. It's a lot that goes along with that. And, but you're not thinking about the future. You're not thinking about not at all how that's going to affect you down the line as it comes down to reputation, personal and business. Yeah. Because now as a woman, are you really respected in your business community, or did they hear about how you operate and they're trying to use the business to get to the good? Oh, goodness. So what's happening? And you got to try to decipher, does he really respect me as a business? Does he really respect me with what I'm doing and what I'm building? Or is he trying to use this to get in the way? Yeah. But then are you still gullible? Are you still naive to where you allow it to happen? Now, if you just want it to happen, wanted it to happen. You're not curious. But if you're not at the point mentally strong to where, no, business is business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so, recently I was telling someone about how men will do sometime in her area of expertise. And I said, one of the things you have to do is, hey, this guy, hey, I want to take you to lunch. Yeah. Hey, let's talk about this, Okay. You just went to lunch with him and you discussed this. Yeah. You said, okay, what's the second lunch for? Well, it's no. No. Okay, listen. Yeah. He's sizing you up. Right. He's trying to now create and lower your defenses. So one of the things is what you should have done, okay, evaluate. Is this something that can be handled over the phone? Or we can have this meeting virtually. Yeah. You don't have to get in front of me over a meal so we can talk about something that a phone call. We could have handled this in 20 minutes. Right. Phone call. If these are your plans, this and this and that. And so I'm trying to say, well, no, there's another. No, there's another angle. Yeah. I'm just trying to help you. I'm not saying don't go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying keep your antennas up. But you can't get offended and me telling you, just keep your antennas up. Yeah. Because I'm a man. I've done that plenty. Right. I don't care about you. I don't care about your legal practice or whatever.
We done toured 20 houses and I still don't know which one I want.
About real estate. I really don't. Yeah. I ain't even pre-approved. Yeah. No, I know. Yeah. I know what I'm doing. Right. Right. I want to find we talked about, I want a house 5,000 square feet. This gated community. Yeah. Are you dating anyone? Yeah. What that got to do with
what we do? Right.
You want to buy a house or not? Yeah. My personal life ain't got nothing to do with what we here for. Yeah. But that's how men do.
Jeez, and we just be out here falling for it, ladies.
Yeah. And so now, one thing with my daughters, you got to be pretty good to get over that. Because I start schooling them early. Yeah. And even now, they'll Dad, whoop de whoop. Yeah. Hey, okay. Jalen, she'll tell me, all right, let me tell you what he really saying. Okay. This is the translation. Yeah. Now, like I said, she'll call me. Yeah. And she'll be the first to say, y'all don't want me to start acting like my dad.
I love it.
Want me to start acting like my dad.
Oh, goodness. I love that.
So, I guess to land that plane, whatever, where I am now, as it relates to would I get married again? I can definitively say I love marriage. The two times I was married, at the times where I knew I was all in, I love it. Because deep down inside, I am the family guy. Yeah. Okay. Hey, wake up on Saturday morning, cut the grass, get the barbecue grill going, college game day starting, wife in there, putting some sides together or moving around, cleaning the house, kids running around the house, dog barking, birds chirping. You know what I'm saying? I love that. We get up and go to church on Sunday morning together. We taking vacations and family trips, sitting around watching movies or whatever, and just that family. I love that. And where I am now, I miss that part. I was joking with, I think it was Jalen or Christian or whatever. It's like, y'all know me. I mess around and get married real quick. Just to be, especially during the holidays. Yeah. I'm like, let me, at the end of October, let me find somebody to marry. So we got Thanksgiving, got Christmas, New Year's, and then we can dissolve it, around March. Yeah. It's like cuffing season. I give you Valentine's. Yeah. And then after that, I'm back outside. Yeah. But around those times, I get the feeling like, man, I wish I had a family. I wish, I have my son here, and I'm saying that's cool. But, would I get married again? I can say, yeah. Okay. It's going to take a lot. Okay. It's going to take a lot because we're going to have, some serious discussions, and, I joke a lot with people saying, I'll probably make the best marriage counselor. Yeah. I promise you. Yeah. Because there's not going to be nothing surface about that. Yeah. Hey, have you ever been addicted to drugs? You been on cocaine? You ever had rehab? Okay. Have you been a hoe? Can you accept the fact that she's been a hoe? Yeah. Can you accept the fact that, when's the last time you've been with your baby daddy? Yeah. When, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When's the last time you've been with your baby mama? Have you, What I'm telling you, we're going to talk about all of that. Yeah. What happens if she's tired and she don't want to give you none? Are you going to go off and... Right. What happens if What happens if she goes through menopause? Yeah. And her desires? What happens if he start having problems on his end? What's happening? We not talking about that kind of stuff. Okay. Correct. Are we praying together? Y'all praying together? We got to talk about a lot. So those will be a lot of questions that, you know what I'm saying? What are your triggers? Yeah. What are your trauma triggers? And what do you do to, to ease. What do you do when when you get mad at me for something? Is your response to that to let another man have you? Is your response to that to let another woman have you? Mm-hmm. We got to talk about that.
Right.
Because in times past, that's been your response to being triggered. But if we're married, that can't be your response. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, and now you got to act, okay, with the woman, okay, you know, you play with girls at one time. Yeah. You still playing with girls? Where we at? What we doing? What? And now y'all, I hate it for y'all because y'all got to act. You played with men before because that's a whole nother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother something because you got to download men, which I totally detest. I think this is the worst type of man in the world. I don't have a problem with your sexual preference.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me say this. I don't want nobody to, she had him on the Middle Child podcast. I don't have a problem with what you do, sir. Okay. I like to always say, if that is a part of your lifestyle, let that woman know and give her the right to choose if she want to deal with you. And if she does deal with you, then whatever.
Yeah.
But don't just, I hate that, you know. And I would say the same thing for women. If you like to play with girls, let that man know. Hey, this is what. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I mean.
No, that's good. That's good. So, with all of that being said, I can't have a middle child podcast without asking, are you the middle child?
No, I'm the baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting better because a lot of my guests be like the oldest kids.
Yeah. No, I'm the baby. My mom had 5 kids. I was the wonder baby.
Yeah.
Because when they got married, you know, she believed God told her she was going to have a son. Then the doctor told her she couldn't have kids. And so for years and years, her and my dad tried, and she was like, forget it. So they went and adopted my brother. My oldest brother, Rodney, lives in Texas. And so after that, she was like, okay, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Then a few years after that,
you can't.
She got pregnant with Penny. Penny. And so I was like, okay, but my mom said, I know God told me I was going to have a boy. And to try it again, Tanya came. Tanya's deceased. She died a few years ago. And then it was like, okay, we're going to try one more time. And then Donna came. And so you got Rodney, Penny, Tanya, Donna. They were done.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, maybe I didn't hear from God.
Right.
Whatever. And then I think my mom was 38 at the time, 38, 39. And then, and then I came.
And then you came. Look at that. Yeah. That's exciting.
And of course, I could do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know, in her eyes or whatever. So, but I was the promised seed. And so, you know, we were a very good family. Both my parents are deceased now. But, you know, for, you know, while me even being the younger, you know, they would come to me for a lot of advice, you know, in my, you know, years now.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, so yeah, no, I'm the baby.
Nice. Do you equate, random question, do you equate that to your son too? Because I know he's the youngest.
As far as?
Being told that you would have a son.
Well, I wasn't told. I just wanted a boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So God didn't tell me. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I wanted a child or a boy, but I was content.
Okay.
You know, had she and with his mom, that was, you know, because she had already had multiple cesareans, and so she couldn't have another one after that. So it was taking that chance. So I was gonna get whatever I got. Yeah. You know, and so when it turned out to be a boy, it was like, yeah,
that is so cool. That's so nice.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Baylor, Carlos. I don't know what to call you. If people want to follow you, we didn't even tap into the business side of things. I'm gonna have to bring you back.
We'll do a part 2.
But yes, for sure. People want to follow you on social media, get in contact with you. What are some ways they can do that?
Right now, because I recently changed my name, it's Boaz Baylor.
Yeah.
On Facebook, on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok.
You got everything.
Well, it's El Jefe Baylor on Instagram. And I think on TikTok, I may be Pastor Petty on TikTok.
Okay.
But either way it go, you on the Facebook profile.
Yeah.
Boaz Baylor or El Jefe, ELHEFE BAYLOR.
Okay.
Is the way you can find me.
We'll drop it below, yeah. We'll drop it below. Then we gotta bring you back for part 2, and then also I want to do like a round table discussion type feel.
Yeah,
so yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah,
right.
There's a few women on.
Of course, it ain't gonna be just me. Yeah, mature women at that. Yeah. No, I don't know. I might do different ages just to have some fun. Whatever. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching another episode of the Middle Child Podcast with me, Royal Bowes, and my guest, Carlos Baylor. It was absolutely amazing. My nerves went away like super quick, so happy about that. But as you know, you are appreciated here, you are seen here, and most definitely, you are loved here. And until next time, have an amazing day.